World War II. War rages across Europe. You are serving in the United States Army, sitting on a plane on your way home to America. The plane flies over an airfield previously controlled by the Axis powers. Suddenly, for unknown reasons, the plane crashes. You wake up in the wreckage, your vision blurry and your body aching. In the distance, you can make out the silhouettes of people. You keep staring at them and see one of them running towards you, getting closer and closer. This is the start of Nazi zombies.
It is funny to think how this little side mode that was initially meant as nothing more than a fun little bonus mission for beating the campaign would later turn into one of the staples in one of the largest video game franchises of all time. Said staple would go on in many different weird directions throughout the years. Some good, some bad, some scary and some humorous. But very few attempts have come close to matching the horror of Nacht der Untoten. The disturbing atmosphere of this map is equally parts intentional as it is unintentional. The map is small, dark and claustrophobic, only taking place in a small building. The thick concrete walls boxing you in, making you feel trapped, with the horrors of the foggy outside slowly creeping towards you. The difficulty of this map, along with the lack of helpful mechanics from future installments, also helps elevate this fear. In this map there are no silly upgrades. Aside from the ray gun, there is no crazy special weapons to help you out, and the only strategy at your disposal is to just sit in the corner and wait for your inevitable demise. As soon as you start, you know you will die, and much sooner than you'd probably hoped. All you can do is grab a gun and wait, every round getting you closer and closer to death. The sound design is also spot on. While having become a little bit of a meme in later years, the tormented screams of the zombies are genuinely terrifying. In contrast to the usual sounds of zombies in other media where they mostly just hiss and groan, in this game the zombies scream in this distorted, inhuman way. Thanks to these sounds, even a lone zombie, while not being much of a threat on his own, can be genuinely terrifying when he runs towards you screaming with all of his heart. This is something that very few games, even the other Call of Duties, have managed to replicate since. But it's not only the zombies themselves that makes the sound design so good. If anything, the most tense and disturbing moments come from when the zombies aren't even on the map. Every time you beat around, you're left with some time with yourself. All alone, in the darkness, the ambience almost becomes more stressful, just counting down the seconds until the next round. And then suddenly, this iconic sound rings as a dinner bell for the zombies and reminds you of how you're getting closer to death. All in all, Nacht der Untoten is a very basic map and probably serves as nothing more than a nostalgic memory for today's gaming audience. But it's undeniable that Nacht der Untoten managed to capture a sense of fear that its developers later abandoned for over-the-top maps and mechanics, completely erasing the horror in future installments. But regardless of which tone you prefer for your zombies experience, it is undeniable that there was something special about the horror of Nacht der Untoten.